YouTube, how you doing? Murphy here bringing you another product review. Today's review is going to be on the Razer Viper V2 Pro. Now this mouse has been out for a few months now, but it's only been gaining in popularity. Many gamers are using this as their main mouse now, and we're going to talk about why that is, but as usual, we're going to start off by talking about the design and the build quality. As far as the shape is concerned, it is a basic symmetrical mouse shape. It's got really clean aesthetics. It does come in both white and black. There are no RGB LEDs on this mouse. Very minimal branding with basically just their emblem on the back here. As clean and as classic of a shape as this is, it also does kind of have this aggressive look to it, mainly because the mouse 1 and 2 buttons here kind of attach almost under the top shell, which just give it a really kind of aggressive look. In fact, the Razer Viper is a very apt name for this mouse because it almost does kind of remind me of like these two Viper fangs in a way, but it's overall just a really classic gaming mouse shape, really clean aesthetics, and it's gonna appeal to a lot of people. Another design choice here is something that's not visible, but this mouse does have almost kind of a textured finish to it. It feels really good in the hand and just gives it a little bit of an added grip. As far as build quality is concerned, it's great. There is no bending, creaking, or flexing in any of the top or bottom plates or side panels. This is using their new Gen 3 optical switches, and they feel and sound great. Very little side wobble on buttons mouse 1 and 2. They also have a very nice bottom out. All of the buttons on this mouse actually feel fantastic. Even the side buttons, which on a lot of gaming mice, even at this price range, can feel a little mushy at times. But these feel and sound really, really good. The scroll wheel, same thing. Mouse 5, nice and tactile. The scroll wheel is very smooth, but you can still feel the individual steps in between. I have no issues with the build quality here. Overall, it's just a very well-built device. Now let's talk about the specifications, because this is where this mouse kind of shines. It's where the most improvements have been made over the last generation Viper, and it's also where you start to justify that $150 price tag. The length of this mouse is 127 millimeters. The height is 38 millimeters and the width is 66 millimeters, although the grip width is actually closer to about 61. There's been a huge weight reduction here. This mouse now only weighs 58 grams. And really the star of the show here is their Focus Pro 30K optical sensor. This sensor is capable of a DPI up to 30,000, up to 80 hours of battery life, a max speed of 750 IPS. This mouse also has a 1000 hertz polling rate, although Razer does sell a separate dongle for this mouse that can actually increase that to 4000 hertz and a max acceleration of 70 G, which makes this sensor one of the most advanced on the market in a mass-produced mouse. For anybody who pays attention to this kind of thing and the sensors that go into a gaming mouse, this blows most of the competition out of the water. A max speed of 750 IPS. Most high-end gaming mice are usually around 4 to 650, somewhere in that range. Same thing for acceleration. Most mice are somewhere around 40 to 50 G. As far as the DPI is concerned, there's not a huge jump over something like a PixArt 3370 or 3395, but this is still one of the widest DPI ranges you'll see. They really went all out with this sensor, so essentially all those specs add up to one of the most advanced gaming mice on the market at the moment. So what are my final thoughts? Is this worthy of being, frankly, in-game for most people? And does it live up to the hype? I think that it does, and I think most people are going to find that this is a very good mouse. Ultimately, the specs on this thing are just crazy. But like I mentioned earlier, if you have a modern mouse, if you have a modern sensor, the reality is, as good as you think you are at video games, you're just not going to outperform that. What it really comes down to is the shape, the weight, how you grip your mouse, your hand size. All of those factors are going to mean much, much more in terms of your success with a gaming mouse than the sensor. So while the specs are very good on this mouse, you're going to have to go with the shape, the size, the weight that fits your playstyle best. And I think this is potentially in-game status for a lot of people. especially claw users. Again, it's all gonna vary and it's all gonna come down to your personal preference, but I can definitely understand the hype with this mouse and why so many people are maining this one. Design is great, build quality is great, specs are great. If you typically like this size and shape mouse, I would definitely consider checking this one out. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the review. If you liked the video and found it useful and helpful at all, make sure to hit the like button. Also, if you want to see other content like this, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you can be notified of when I post new content. And YouTube, we'll catch you later.